Welcome back to the Can't Stop Talking podcast. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am so excited for this episode. This is going to be the episode where I tell you guys exactly how I hit my launch goal for my mastermind and manifested getting 5 unbelievable women in. This story is absolutely insane, and I can't wait to tell you. It's one of my favorite manifestation stories to date. I'm sitting here with my blankie on in my bed, so cozy, pimple patches all over my face. That's why I love podcasting so much. You guys don't even have to see me and I could just talk to you. Hopefully you're on a manifesting walk or something. But anyways, before we get into this story, I want to tell you guys that I have a masterclass I'm hosting next Wednesday, January 18th at 12 PST. It'll also be recorded, but it's called One-to-One Magnet, and it's exactly how I attract private 4-figure clients. This is my exact process. From the content I write, I'll be showing you my exact content, how I sell on my stories, what branding I use, even my manifestation routine. So you're not going to want to miss this. It's literally only $22. And if you can't make it live, the replay will be sent out after. It will be recorded and you'll have lifetime access. And the best part is all the proceeds will be going to women in Afghanistan. So I'm so excited for this. If you're not in this, get in it. What are you doing? It's literally $22 and it's going to change your life. So let's get right into the manifestation story. This is so crazy. So I started selling my mastermind like over 6 weeks ago. I didn't really look into the exact date, but I think it might have been like 7 weeks of just selling my mastermind. I talked about this mastermind. If you're following me, you'll know every single day on my stories without a fail, Monday through Friday. Sometimes I even snuck in there on Saturday because I was having so much fun. And so it's so crazy because I sold this every day, but the truth is, I only got one person in the beginning, and that was kind of like 2 weeks after talking about it. And then I got another person in, and I only had 2 people in before the last week of my launch. So that means I got 3 people in the last week of my launch, but it gets even crazier. Why? Because I got one person in the middle of the last week of the launch. I got the second person in that week on Friday, the day that it was closing. And I got the third girl into the mastermind at 8:30 on Friday night, only about 3.5 hours before the mastermind doors closed. And the craziest part, she found me that night and signed up. So I'm going to take you guys way back and tell you everything that I did to manifest this successful mastermind launch. I'm so freaking excited. I want you guys to know that previously before this, I was like cursed. I had a limiting belief, I guess, that I was only able to get 4 women into my mastermind, and I literally couldn't get 5 people in. And so I was determined this mastermind launch to break that curse and get 5 amazing women into this mastermind so I could be sitting here today telling you guys on this podcast. So the first thing that I did, and this is more strategy, is I sold every single day. But it's also manifestation because I had blinders on, right? I didn't look at my reality and decide that no one wanted to be in this mastermind. I could have decided 4 weeks into selling this mastermind that I should give up, right? I should just be happy with the 2 people and no one else wants to hear about it. My audience is exhausted. If someone would have already been in who heard about it, right? I could have decided that, but I didn't. I decided that people need to hear from me. They want to be in this mastermind and they just need me to keep showing up. And guess what? That was the freaking truth. So here are the things that I really did. When the last week happened, and it was the last week of my launch, and all those thoughts came in of where's your next client going to come from? Every time I had that thought, I shifted, right? I shifted and I acted like they already came. So every time I was like, how the hell is someone going to come into my audience and just decide that they want this high level container? I shifted to, oh my God, they just came in. It happened. It happened. It happened. I can't believe it happened. I'm so excited that it happened. I knew they would come in. I thank you, universe. You are amazing. I'm so happy my manifestation came in. She signed up. She paid in full. She's here. It happened. So every time I had a thought, like, how would someone come in? I shifted to they already came in and it already happened. Because guess what? You don't need to know the how. The how in manifestation is not your job. But what is your job? Your job is just to feel the feelings of it already happened. So every time I had a thought that was in lack, a thought like, how would someone come in? Why would they come in? Who would sign up for this? Who would pay this high ticket out of nowhere? I shifted to they came in, it happened. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So the next thing is I was smarter about this launch, right? I've done many launches. This is my second year in business. Well, this is like almost my third, I guess, but I was so much smarter. So I know that people sign up usually in the beginning of the launch and the end of the launch. I realized this too when I thought about the way that I buy. Like, I don't buy to the last second. Like, someone needs to be like, the doors are literally closing in a minute. If you want to be in this, be in this. And I'll be like, oh, shoot. Yeah. Like, I need the fire of my ass to get me in that container because I love to procrastinate. I just love it. And so, because of that, I was smarter. I didn't give up. I said, I'm going to talk about this mastermind every day till the last day of this launch, and I know the right people are going to come in. I actually forgot this part too. I was launching something else at the same time, my month of manifesting. And so I decided to actually extend this mastermind launch another week. And I told my audience I'm extending the mastermind launch. And that was an intuitive thing that I felt like I wanted to do because I really wanted to give my all to this launch and not be launching two things at the same time. So something else intuitive. I extended the launch maybe halfway through selling it because I just knew it wasn't about that I wasn't getting people in. It's more that I knew I didn't want to sell two things at once. And I already knew I was going to be hungover the day after New Year's and I was going to need to recover. So I didn't want to start two programs at once. So I shifted the mastermind a week later and gave myself more time. But I also think that was my intuition saying shifted a week later. So the next thing that I did, and this is so juicy, this tip, take this with you. Every piece of content I put up, whether it's an email, a post, a story, I sat there before I put it up and I infused it with intention of the right person is going to read this, feel like I'm speaking to them and want to join this mastermind. So every time I just see people putting up content and they're not even having these thoughts, they're just putting it up to put it up, having quantity over quality. And I really sit with every piece of content and I say the right woman, this either is going to inspire them to change their lives or they're going to be inspired to join my program. But either way, the right person is going to hear this and it's going to land for them. And I did that with every piece of content that I put out. And this is really going to shock you at the end when it comes full circle. So the next thing that I did, and I told you guys this, that I was smart enough to know that people buy at the end of the launch. So during that week, I also shifted my mindset when those thoughts would come up, like, why would anyone buy? Like, it's the end of the launch. I shifted it to, oh, everyone's gonna buy because it's the end of the launch. And because of that, I need to show up even more. I was unapologetic, you guys. I was in your inbox. I was on my stories. I was making TikToks. I was making content. Like, I was talking about this mastermind anywhere I could. And you know, it's so funny. I was talking to my friend who follows me, who's also a health coach, and she was like, "Sam, I just want to let you know." And she's like my friend, so she's wasn't going to join this, right? She's like one of my best friends. She's like, "I was watching your stories, and actually, the more that you were talking about this mastermind, like when you first started talking about this mastermind, I was like, that's great. But the more you talked about it, the more I wanted to be in this mastermind. And I was like, oh, do I want to be in Sam's mastermind?" And that is such a good belief shifting for all of those people out there. I used to be like this, who think that they're tiring your audience and they don't want to hear about the same thing anymore and they're getting bored. They want to hear it and it's actually getting them to buy. I watched this thing once on a TV show, 100 Humans is the TV show, and they showed pictures of people and you were supposed to pick who is the most attractive. And they showed so many pictures and at the end they're like, this is the one, this is who everyone picked who is the most attractive. And the reasoning is because they showed her picture the most. So you are most attracted to people who you are familiar with. So same goes for marketing. Show up everywhere. Once people get familiar with you and what you're selling, they're going to start wanting it no matter what it is. Such a great tip. So what happened was the last day of the launch, it's Friday, I went into my mastermind group. Remember, I only had 3 people into the mastermind at this point, and it was the last day of the mastermind launch. I went into my mastermind group because I'm in my own mastermind. So I'm a client to someone else. So I went in my group with my coach and everyone else. And I said, you guys, I'm just going to manifest really quickly and act like I already got the women in. So I voice noted everyone in that group. There's like 6 people in that group. I was so not shy about this. And I was like, I did it, you guys. I got 5 people and I can't believe this. I got 5 people into my mastermind. I knew I could do it. I can't believe I did this. I spoke it into existence and I spoke it to other people. And so I told them, I acted as if I got these 5 people in. What happened next? Someone came in and they were like, I have the money. I sold all this stuff. I can't wait to be in the mastermind. I can't wait to work with you. She got in the mastermind. Then I was happy. I sold more. I sent out the email, but I was content, right? I went to Costco and I celebrated my launch. I had such a nice time at Costco, just walking through the aisles. It's going to be my new tradition now. And then that night, my friends were going out and I was like, guys, I'm exhausted. I just want to stay in. I got myself Chick-fil-A. I was sitting on the couch. I recorded myself to my audience talking about how I went through the Chick-fil-A drive-through and then decided to get McDonald's fries. And so I was just really content and happy and so excited and grateful for the 4 women in. I wasn't thinking, damn, I wanted 5. No, this is so important. I was so grateful for each woman who was in this container. In that gratitude, I was happy. I was relaxed. I was so good with the 4 people, and energetically, I let it go. And so then at 8:30 that night, this girl messaged me and said, I am feeling drawn to you. She was in a different container with me where I was also the client. And she saw me in that container. She followed me. She watched my stuff and she was like, I am feeling drawn to you, your energy. Like you are in my head with my messaging. And I talked to her for an hour. I told her she'd be a great fit for the mastermind. I told her it's so crazy. I'm never home alone on a Friday. Usually I'm out with my friends or something. I don't have time to respond to anyone. So this is a weird coincidence, but it's no coincidence. It's manifestation. And she signed up under 2 hours later. And she was like, I move fast. I have never moved this fast. I found you, I messaged you, and I was in. Has never been in any of my other stuff before. She just went for it. And that's when I knew that it was manifestation. And it's not faith till you believe it to the very end. So I want you guys to know during your next launch, stop looking at your reality, right? Stop looking at no one's bought. I probably sold. There were probably over 30 days where I heard crickets and no one was buying. Over 30 days. And I could have decided that I'm not going to do this launch and that's how it's going to be. But I kept going and I persevered. And now I have the most amazing women in this group. And they're already making such amazing strides. It's incredible. And so I want you to know that you can have anything that you put your mind to. Put on your blinders, make your own reality, decide this is how it's going to be. Take all these tips, make them your own, and go manifest your launch. I know you can do it. Just decide and act as if and feel the feelings. It's up to you. You got this. I love you. And if you want to join my masterclass, message me the word magnetic. Remember, all the proceeds are going to women in Afghanistan. And I'm going to teach you my exact process for how to attract those 4-figure clients. And if you want to be in my world, my private coaching prices are going up at the end of the month. So just message me and I'll send you an application. I love you guys so much, and I'm so excited for all of you.